What if I told you the Ben 10 universe we grew up with was built on mistakes? What if the characters we loved, Kevin, Charmcaster, Albedo, were never meant to end up like this? I'm going to show you how the makers of Ben 10 made decisions so confusing, so contradictory, that they almost destroyed the show's timeline. Sounds impossible, right? But stay till the end, because the truth about what they did with Kevin will shock you. Let's start with Kevin Levin, the biggest paradox in the entire Ben 10 franchise. In Ben 10 Classic, Kevin was a psychotic energy-absorbing teenager, a mirror of Ben but twisted by power. His story ended with him trapped in his own mutations, consumed by rage. And yet, in Alien Force, the writers made him a good guy, just like that. But the truth? They didn't make him good because of character growth. They made him good to kill a fandom, the Gwen fandom. Writers wanted to redirect Gwen's connection away from Ben, and the easiest way was to make Kevin a romantic lead. It wasn't natural, it was studio politics disguised as storytelling. From a writing perspective, this could have worked if they explained Kevin's recovery. Instead, his trauma, mutation, and mental breakdown from the original series were just gone. No therapy, no guilt, no continuity. Just, hey, I'm reformed now. Every time they tried to fix Kevin's story, they broke another piece of the timeline. In Ultimate Alien, Kevin reverts again to madness, absorbing energy, nearly killing Ben and Gwen. Writers justified it as trauma re-emerging, but fans saw it as recycled conflict. His redemption was supposed to be inspiring, but it became exhausting. The writers didn't realize they were destroying the very meaning of redemption. But if Kevin's arc was tangled, what they did with Charmcaster was pure destruction. Charmcaster, the name alone carried mystery and magic. In classic episodes, she was more than a villain. She was a lonely girl seeking purpose. And for a moment, fans believed she could become a hero. But then came Ultimate Alien. The writers turned her into something unrecognizable. A magic addict, power-hungry to the point of madness. She enslaved her own Uncle Hex, turned Bezel and Darkstar into stone totems, and even trapped Gwen herself. This wasn't character growth, this was character butchery. Instead of showing a sorceress struggling with temptation, they wrote her as a lost addict of her own magic. She went from a layered character to a hollow cautionary tale. I remember watching that scene, where she absorbs Gwen's mana, and realizing, she's not evil, she's broken, and that's where the writers failed us. They didn't let her heal, but at least Charmcaster's tragedy had emotion. The next mistake didn't even have logic. Albedo, the arrogant Galvan scientist. He wanted to become Ben, but instead became a clone. His first appearance was brilliant. He mirrored Ben's confidence but with ego. It was a perfect duality until writers lost track of their own creation. In Ultimate Alien and Omniverse, Albedo reappears. No explanation of how he regained Ben's form and how he escaped the null void. Or why he keeps repeating the same mistake. He was supposed to be Ben's intellectual rival. A reflection of what Ben could have become if arrogance ruled him. Instead, the writers reduced him to comic relief. And if Albedo lost his identity, Ben lost something more important, his maturity. Remember Alien Force Ben? Calm, confident, slightly serious. A leader who had matured from his 10-year-old version. But in Omniverse, he's suddenly loud, childish, and impulsive again. Writers called it a soft reboot to attract younger audiences. But what they did was erase years of growth. Imagine watching your favorite hero learn from pain, only for him to forget it all next season. Ben deserved evolution, not amnesia. By making him immature again, the show lost its emotional anchor. He stopped being a symbol of responsibility, and became a meme of immaturity. And while Ben was acting like a kid, romance started taking over. Kevin and Gwen's relationship was well built, chemistry, trust, sacrifice. But the issue? It took the spotlight away from Ben and Julie completely. Fans expected Julie to evolve. She was smart, athletic, loyal. But she became a forgotten character. Even her last few appearances felt forced. When Kevin and Gwen's romance took over, the emotional balance of the show collapsed. Writers unintentionally made Ben feel like a side character in his own story. So now that we've seen the damage, let's uncover why it all happened. Cartoon Network had a pattern: they feared aging characters. Every time a Ben 10 series matured, the executives wanted to reset it for a younger audience. They primarily targets children aged 6 to 12. If characters aged significantly, kids might find the characters less relatable.